made it, your final week coming up to your last game at Mountaineer Field. Tell me a little bit about your emotions right now.
I feel like I'm a survivor. I made it to the last week. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually, elated and very proud to be a member of this program for 4 years. Honored, and I look forward to the game for the simple fact that it's another chance to go out there and play the game that I love against a tough opponent in Kansas, who's going to, bring us some new obstacles. But as far as it being my last game, it probably won't hit me until I actually leave here.
Playing a Kansas team that is obviously not playing for a bowl game or anything, does that maybe in some ways make them more dangerous?
I don't know if it makes them more or less dangerous, but I do know that they are dangerous. Any team is, but especially those guys. Every game they've played this year, they've been pretty competitive, and some of them came down to the wire, and they weren't able to pull it out. So I know those guys are starving for a win, and we're next on the list for them as they are for us, and so we're going to battle it out and see what happens.
Even before when people talk about you, even before they talk about your arm or about your accuracy or anything, they talk about your competitiveness. Where does that come from, and why is that so much a part of you?
My competitiveness comes from just my drive to be the best at whatever I do. I hate to lose. I think that's just a part of being a competitor. That's the nature of the game. I don't think if you don't expect good things to happen, I don't think they'll happen for you. And especially if you don't, if you don't hate to lose. A lot of people, just accept losing, and it's hard to accept it. But I never will, and I think that's kind of what drives my competitiveness.
Certainly, it makes you a good player. But does it take away from you sometimes? I mean, instead of
probably my social life. Because,
probably does.
I probably take a lot of what happens on the football field out on my friends and family, and they always tell me about it. But other than that, no, I don't think so.
If you think back to your freshman year when you came in and where you are now, what would you say, whether it's personally or as a football player, the biggest strides that you've made since you got here?
As a football player, man, I'm not skinny, or as skinny as I once was. I'm still pretty skinny. Mentally, as a professional, as a person, I've grown just with the years and with age. I think that's something we all do. We all mature, and I've been able to do it in front of the Mountaineer media and fans and coaches and staff and everything. So it's been pretty good for me. It was life-changing. It has helped me grow into a better man, into an older and wiser man. So, I'm thankful for it.
You mentioned media first. That's new. In terms of being in Morgantown and stuff like that, I mean, I'm sure you knew something about WVU before you came through the recruiting process, but how much have you learned about this program and the people?
Well, it's an experience that you have to go through. I think all colleges are. Coach Damon Cogdell, who's my high school coach, he was, an avid Mountaineer loyal, fan, player, ex-player, and he always talked about West Virginia. He always brought us up here to camps. And I didn't know where I was going. I was just, thinking, well, we're going to go play football again. And we're all the way in West Virginia at a camp, and, I have no idea where I'm at. But, it was just fun to be up here. And I was probably in 10th grade or something like that. So, I've always known about West Virginia, and I've always kept up with them because they've always been successful. And so they always play those Thursday night games and Friday night games that I've always enjoyed watching. And being here, it's helped me, realize just how important it is to the community. To everyone around here, to the players, from the staff, from the cooks in the back, to the people who help us with academics. It's just an important program, and it's important to everyone, and everyone needs to come together in order for it to work. And that's the blessing and the good thing about this program here.
You've been asked about it a million times, but how important, now that your career's ending, how important has a guy like Stedman been to have with you this whole time?
Oh, it's been extremely important to have a guy like Stedman who has not only helped me on the field, be a successful player, but off the field with, in my times of needs and vice versa. So, it's just, something I appreciate, him being in my life, and as well as us coming here together to experience something such as West Virginia.
You had a situation last year where you would have sent out papers to get the NFL draft grade and that kind of stuff. I'm sure Stedman will be one of many juniors who does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
What's that process like, and what do you say anything to him at this point?
I rarely talk to him about that because we're so focused on what we got to do here. But I believe Stedman can go on the draft and be drafted high, but it doesn't come down to me. It's up to those guys who are rating them and scouting them, and it really. The scouts and the way they evaluate it really has no definitive, say as to how a player is going to, correlate into the NFL. But I think Stedman's a guy who can do well up there. I'm not sure, what his decision-making process is, but, whatever it is, I'm going to support him.
Do you think you'll stop and kind of look around in a way that you maybe haven't when you're at the game on Saturday?
I'll try not to. I probably will. Maybe later in the game, and just kind of soak it all in. But I'm glad that I was able to be up here for 4 years and first of all deal with you guys. You've been so nice to me, always in my face, and just being a part of this program. I'm just blessed to be a part of it, and I look forward to watching it grow when I leave.
It is sad, I guess, in some regards, naturally, but is there anything to look forward to? Obviously, you're moving on to bigger things. Does that make it a little bit easier to kind of...
Yeah, I think it does. I know that I have more games left in my career, and I'll be able to represent my university at the next level, and I'll try and do my best at doing so. And that does kind of, ease up the load a little bit off of my shoulders. But, the main thing I'm going to miss is, being around the 22 seniors, the guys who stuck with me, for my 4 years here, being around the freshmen and sophomores who, I try and mentor and teach them really how fast this thing goes by, because it seems like yesterday I came in here and now I'm, on my way out.
I know in terms of what it means for the